Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video I'm going to review the Atreyu running shoe. This is the first of two videos. There's a lot to figure out with the shoe, so in the first video I'm going to look at the shoe and speculate what it might be like to run in. And the second video I'll run them and see if I was right. First I'll show a short video of me unboxing them, then I'll put them on the turntable so you can have a close look at them, then I'll discuss their specifications. Then I'm going to review them. And finally I'll try and figure out what I think they will be like to run in, as opposed to what they are actually like to run in. I bought these shoes because I'm really interested in finding out about Atreyu's innovative subscription model, as well as finding out what's like to run in what is at face value the cheapest shoes I've bought to date. The fact that the founder, Michael Kracek, can be seen doing videos in a Thin Lizzy shirt was an added bonus. Usually at this point I'd show you a video of me running in a shoe, but this week I decided not to do that because I have lots of expectation about the shoe and I thought I'd have a closer look at them first. I don't usually do unboxing videos, but in this instance it was so interesting. The package that came in a recycled and recyclable bag, and the total package weighed 527 grams or 18.6 ounces, which is less than most of my other shoes. Never mind the packaging. They arrived about a month ago. You can probably tell because the clip I'm going to show is of me unboxing them, and I've got it's lockdown. We have bad haircut days every day from now on. I usually don't do unboxing videos. Usually what I do is the shoe comes, I take out the left shoe, I look at it for a few days, and then I video the right shoe on the turntable, and then I go running in them and so on and so forth. But in this instance, I'm so interested that I decided to do an unboxing. So they come in this bag, which is recycled and recyclable. I haven't seen the shoes, but it comes in this bag with lovely direct to athlete and Atreyu branding. As I said, really lightweight, so I'll open it up, hopefully not make too much noise. Wow, they're vibrant. Take out this bag. I was thinking the other day that new shoes don't smell much anymore. They don't. These do. Mind you, I like the smell. We'll review them thoroughly, but yeah, these are the lightest shoes I have. Let's have a look at the shoes on the turntable and review their specifications. What did the manufacturers say? Well, they say a lot, mainly the founder, Michael. I couldn't understand while training for my first Ironman why the products I had to buy cost so much. So many shoes, so much money. Each pair of running shoes promised a different external solution to a clear internal goal, and I couldn't reconcile the two. In fact, the big brand marketing confused me. Did I need these gadgets and devices? What was my responsibility? I was determined to create a Atreyu based off of my personal values of upfront, candid honesty and raw emotion. I was determined to create a Atreyu to empower the dedicated athletes with performance commodities so that they too could feel as powerful as possible along their journey. There's a lot in this, and over the course of these two videos, I'll delve into it. This shoe is UK size 12, US size 13 in male and 14.5 in women's, 47.5 EU and 31.3 centimeters. In this size, it weighs 210 grams, 7.4 ounces in the right, and 207 grams, 7.3 ounces in the left. That's 37 grams or 1.31 ounces lighter than my next lightest shoe, the New Balance Fuel Cell RC Elite, and is less than half the weight of my on-running Cloud Venture waterproof shoes. Atreyu say the shoe weighs 6 ounces, which seems about right in the US men's size 9, they quote. The shoe has a 6mm drop and a 21.5mm stack height, which is pretty low, nearly half the stack height of my Craft CTM Ultra Carbon. Atreyu sell the shoes online and they're targeted primarily at subscriptions. It is a great way to build sales, particularly when you start with one shoe model. Now, they're not the only company with a subscription model. On running, going to bring out their Cyclone later in the year, and I have that on pre-order. I'm not particularly interested in subscription models. I mean, I try to review a lot of shoes, and a subscription model wouldn't really suit me. But what about you? My guess is you might be doing some running on trails, you might be doing some marathons, some tempo days, some easy days, some strides. And I'm not really sure that if one shoe can do all of those things. I mean, you can use a knife to twist a screw, but like a screwdriver would be a lot handier. And I also like to vary my shoes and change them so that different muscles get used at different times so I don't get repetitive strain. So I think in a subscription model might work if you had a variety of shoes and people could rotate them. So you had sort of 3 or 4 shoes. Now, Atreyu know this, I'm sure, and they've got a second model, which is a carbon fiber model, and that's coming in the end of March. It ships, and I've got that one on order, and I'm looking forward to receiving that and seeing how they develop a range of shoes from the simple basic shoe that they've started with. These shoes come in a recycled and recyclable bag, as I said, and they give you another bag to send them back when you're finished. The idea is that they're going to clean them up and distribute them to the homeless in Austin, Texas and around the place. I mean, that's a good idea in theory, but in practice, will you have the number of homeless people who need these shoes? And these shoes don't look to me to be great if you're a homeless person. They're not very well structured. There's not much protection in the sole, and you know, as we know in Texas, it can get cold. So I'm not so sure that that model will work. And I think there may be other better downstream models. It'll be interesting later in the year to compare their subscription model and their sustainability with on-running Cyclone that's about to come out. I'm going to review the shoe in more detail after I've run in it, but the initial impressions are, it's the weight is the incredible bit. There's very little to the upper. There's a tiny bit of structure here. There's a little bit of structure in the sides. There's almost nothing going on the heel, a little bit of padding. I like the fluorescent laces. They go through very simple eyelets. The liner is 5mm thick. It's pretty much fixed in this one. I mean, I think you can take it up. And I think that's where a lot of the comfort is coming from in the shoe, if there is any comfort. I mean, I've walked around them and not running them. But I think relying on a liner wouldn't be my kind of thing. The sole is really basic. I mean, it reminds me of like the shoe. It's kind of like a doll's shoe. I mean, there's almost nothing in the plastic. It's not like there's a midsole and an outsole and different sort of combination of things. I mean, these have a really, really complicated sole with 4 or 5 different things going on. These have almost nothing going on in them. And I mean, in terms of grip, it's not very gripped. There are some grooves, there's no lugs. So it's kind of really interesting to think what this shoe, it's one of the reasons I made this video, to think what this shoe might be like when I take it out running. It's incredibly light. I mean, that's the obvious thing. So I'm hoping that it's nice, quick, easy to run in, but it says I wouldn't go a long distance in it. Now I know they've brought out the carbon fiber shoe, so presumably that's more for the marathons and longer distances, but look, it's only one way to find out, isn't there? Let's talk about the design of the shoe. Well, I love it. I guess it's the simplicity of it that's really interesting. I mean, in some ways, if somebody told me this was made by Fisher-Price, I wouldn't be surprised. They've sort of reduced everything they can. There's almost nothing in the base. There's a simple graphics. Yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, it's interesting when you start with one shoe model, they've got several different colorways, and they give them names like this one is The Battle Lies Within. And they're not always available, and the sizes are often limited. But I really do like this one, but I think it's a really good idea. If you look on the Atreyu website, there's lots of stuff about the different shoes, and you can kind of see, you get a good look at the different colorways. So they big them up in a way that Brooks don't. But I like the design of them. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going running these shoes. Maybe I've said that many times. If you live in the United States, these are very cheap shoes. On subscription, they cost $50 to $5 a pair. And if you buy them as one-off, as I did, they're $75, shipping's free in the United States. I paid $46.48 in taxes. But what's really good, really good, is Atreyu tell you this in advance. You know exactly what you're getting into, which is not the case with a lot of the things I try and buy from the United States. We have no idea what the additional FedEx charges. You have no idea what the duty is. So hats off, chapeau to Atreyu for sorting that out so that when you know the shoe's coming, you know you're not going to get hit with extra charges. I typically try and downstream my shoes at 300k by either dropping them to recycling or bring them to the local second-hand shop, or else cutting them in half, which I've done occasionally just to see what they're made of. Now, if Atreyu says their shoes, they think shoes last 150 to 200 miles, that's about 300k. But if you compared it to this, the Brooks Transcend 7, this shoe has 314k or something in it. It's barely worn. I mean, there's a tiny bit of wear here on the outsole. Nothing up here. The upper is in superb condition. I mean, I'll clean these up a bit, but other than that, they're really, everything is plush. There's no sign of wear whatsoever. I will be doing a video about the various shoes that I have that have got the 300k. But if this is going to, like, this is barely worn in. This will easily go 600k, easily. You'll easily get twice the distance. Now this costs 170 bucks when new, and you're comparing it with a $55 shoe. So, you know, the question is will this last 3 times as long as the Atreyu shoe? I think it probably does. I think the more interesting idea is that this is about half the weight of this. So on a loose guess, there's twice as much material going into that shoe as there is into this shoe. So you kind of wonder in that, in making a shoe that doesn't have a lot of longevity, it still has a lot of materials. So that's going to take a lot of teasing out, and I think we'll have to do another video about that. Again, we'll compare it to the On Cyclone and delve into that a little bit more in more detail. But that's what makes this Atreyu shoe so interesting. I think they're trying to disrupt the whole shoe industry. They're trying something new, and for that I chapeau again. I mean, it's great to see someone really trying and really rethinking, what do you need in a shoe? Like, do I need all this plushness? Do I need all this stuff? Well, maybe I don't, but I think that depends on the size of the runner to a certain extent, and that is the disadvantage when you've only got one shoe. Is, you know, it's, well, I was going to say one size fits all, but you know, if you need a pronator or an overpronator or an underpronator, or you need stability, or you need whatever the hell else you need. Now, maybe Atreyu feel that you don't need all that stuff, and part of me says they're right. I mean, I really do wonder, do you need half the stuff that's on these shoes? And is half the stuff just marketing? But then maybe this is marketing too. At this point, I'd usually try and figure out whether I could recommend this. I genuinely don't know. I mean, obviously you wouldn't know till you go running on it. So I'm doing a marathon in a couple of days, so I'll make a video about that, good, bad, and the ugly, and then I'll review this having run it the following week. But it is probably the shoe that I've looked forward to running most in. It's certainly the shoe that I've left lying around just looking at, wondering about for a long time. So I can't wait to get out running in it, but I'll get that marathon out of the way first. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you'd hit the like button. I'll put some links in the description below, and as always, it'd be great if you comment, and if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them. If you'd like to subscribe, hit the blue button, that'll arrive there, and there'll be some other related videos there, presumably eventually the one of me running in this shoe. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.